All right. Welcome to another quick lesson on date functions. So we're going to run through this real quick. Um, so we have some birthdays here on the left-hand side of the sheet. We're going to do some quick little manipulations to this data. So here I'm going to try and add one day. And all that is adding a number to another number, right? Because dates are really serial numbers in Excel. I'm going to take that, I'm going to copy Control V, navigate down to this bottom of the sheet, and press Control and Shift, holding them rather, and I'm going to navigate up using an up arrow button and Control V for paste. Okay, so we've successfully added one day here. Great. What if we want to add 1 month? Month is typically 30 days, right? So what if we did that? Let's just add 30. Right. Now, you might think, well, that kind of works, but 30 days don't make every month, right? We have February has 28 days or 29, and then obviously we have our 30s and 31s. So that doesn't really work. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that blank for now, and we'll come back to that and try and figure out what's going on. What I would like to do is move on and pull the day out of the birthdays. So I want this 18 out of cell A2. So there's a format for that called day. And we're going to reference that serial number, close the cell reference, and we get that 18. So we're going to go all the way down here and fill that in. All right, that looks good. And then we're going to do the same thing essentially with year and month. Okay. And month. Okay, so we have 3, 18, 93. And I'm going to go ahead and fill that good stuff all in. And then we can recompose any date that we want by using the date function. So the date function says, hey, if you give me a year, a month, and a day, I'll give you a date, right? And I'll give you that date in in a serial number format that can be used with our date formats in Excel. So let's get an example. I'm going to just write these out, right? Year, 1993. Month 3 and date 18. Bam, right? So that's the same as what we started with, which is what we're going for. But instead of doing that, you can reference these functions, right? So year and month and day. All right, cool. So now that we know how to break a date out and put it back together, we can add a month quite easily, right? So the way to do this is to create a date function and to pull the year and then pull the month, adding 1 within that argument of the date function and keeping the day. And there you go. You've added exactly 1 month, regardless of whether we have a February as the month, a March, whatever. You've added 1 month to the date. Okay? And you don't have to do this, these 3 functions to do this, right? What you could also do is write it here, month, pull that month out of here, plus 1. Okay? And you can do it all here. Year. Okay. That up. And day. Okay. And put that up. Same solution, but in 1 formula. You don't have to use 3 cells. You can do it all in 1 easy formula. All right. Cool. So we've done a whole bunch of interesting date stuff here that can be useful for us. What about if we want to get the end of the month, right? This is pretty useful if you don't want to show more than 1 date for March, for example, right? So right now, if we just want to summarize this, so this March date and this March date and this March date, they all come to the same March date, and that can be useful in summarization. We can use a function called EO month or end of month, right? And so you take the date that you want to apply this function to, and you say, how many months do I want to add to it? So actually I want to add 0 months. I just want it to move the date to the end of the month. So now I get 331 for that. Okay. And so I get 331 for that and that and that. Instead of 3 different March dates, now I have 1 March date for every March that appears here. Okay. And then we want to look at whether a particular day is a weekday. This is helpful when you're trying to calculate perhaps a revenue per day, but you don't want to include any weekend days. So there's a function called weekday. We're going to use the date function. The date in the cell reference there. And then there's an option for return date, a return type, and you can press one of these numbers here in order to use one of these ways of returning it. So we can use a conventional sort of Sunday is 1, first day of the week, and Saturday is the last day of the week. So it's going to be 7. So we're going to type in 1 here, close that up, and it's telling you, okay, 3/18 actually was a Thursday, right? Because Sunday is 1, Monday's 2, Tuesday's 3, Wednesday's 4, and Thursday's 5, right? So that's what that's telling you. So you could, knowing that, you could, if you wanted to remove all weekends, you could remove all 1 and 7s, right? And then you can do a similar function, week number. This gives you the number of weeks in the particular date is. So what this is telling us is this date, 3/18/93, was actually 12 weeks into the year of 1993. Right? So you have all this intelligence now that we've created and a better understanding of dates and how they work in Excel. Okay? All right.